So, after a relatively intense screening session at the Senate and the rejection of the practice of bow and go, General Christopher Musa is confirmed as Nigeria's new Minister of Defense. And at the same time, the National Economic Council has approved 100 billion naira for the renovation of training centers for the police and other security agencies across Nigeria. We'll get reaction to all that from my first guest tonight, Basharu Dele Momodu, the prominent Nigerian media personality and publisher of Ovation magazine, who is well known for stirring the pot with his forthright views on Nigerian politics and society. Known for his sharp tongue and unapologetic approach, Mr. Momodu has earned a reputation as a fearless critic of Nigerian leaders and institutions. His commentary often shines a light on tough issues like corruption, governance, and national identity. Recently, Mr. Momodu has been vocal about the ban on police escorts for VIPs, calling it a targeted move against opposition figures like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who, as a former vice president, is constitutionally entitled to security protection. Speaking at Atiku's birthday celebration, Mr. Momodu argued that the ban is a calculated move to weaken the opposition and their voices and fuel resentment against successful Nigerians. He reckons that it'll expose prominent Nigerians to danger, especially in a climate of increasing criminal activity. But in a country where public sentiment seems to be in support of President Tinubu's decision to ban the use of police escorts by VIPs, is he off the mark this time? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now from our studios in Lagos by the former presidential candidate and publisher of Ovation magazine, Basharu Dele Momodu. Mr. Momodu, thank you very much indeed for coming in. You look like you're about to cry there. I mean, I know you had a bit of a tough time getting in, and I do apologize to our viewers because we're quite a few minutes late. But you had a bit of a mishap coming in, and that delayed us a bit.
Well, we thank God that it was something minor. We had an accident on top of the bridge coming into the Arise Studios, but we're okay. Now you asked if I am off the mark.
I'm going to get to that in a minute. See, I want to be a bit, sorry to interrupt you, I want to be a bit systematic because we've got to gallop ahead given that we're almost 12 minutes late in starting the program. Let me start by, first of all, getting your reaction to the confirmation of General Christopher Musa as the new Minister of Defense in the current climate of sort of insecurity that's gripping this country.
Well, I didn't expect anything else. I expected that it would be screened, whether bow and go or not, it will be screened and it will be ratified, and it's been ratified, and I want to congratulate him. That's all. I pray that we won't hear sermons this time and that it will just go straight into action.
Yes, we all hope for that, don't we? And we also got the news this evening that the National Economic Council has approved 100 billion naira for the renovation of training centers for the police and other security agencies across Nigeria. So that suggests that they're serious about retraining, serving police officers and training new ones. Is that the message that you're getting from it?
Well, I would say that 100 billion is too small for the police and the security agencies. The government should do something better if we are serious about the insecurity that is terrorizing everybody in Nigeria. They would need to get serious, invest more in training, invest in new personnel. The reasons why they are saying they are withdrawing police from the streets is just because we don't have enough of them. But we have enough jobless people in Nigeria, including graduates and non-graduates, who are willing to join the police force and other security agencies. So my advice is that President Tinubu should invest heavily in security. 100 billion to me, especially when you translate it into other currencies, is chicken feed.
Well, to be entirely fair, Basharu, that 100 billion is for the renovation of training centers for the police. It's not for the whole security sort of recruitment thing. It's purely to renovate the centers that have been left to kind of, rot across the country, and he's trying to bring them up to speed and at the same time, get on with the recruitment of new police officers and move on with the training of existing ones. Now, you spoke recently about the ban on police escorts for VIPs. You called it a targeted move against opposition figures like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who you support and who is constitutionally entitled to security protection. You argued that the ban is a calculated move to weaken opposition voices and fuel resentment against successful Nigerians, and it'll expose prominent Nigerians to danger. I wonder why you think all that, because public sentiment in Nigeria seems to be in support of President Tinubu's decision to ban the use of police escorts by VIPs, and it looks like you are the one who is off the mark this time.
No, I'm not off the mark. I remember in October 2022, when I foretold the dictatorship that will soon visit Nigeria. I was abused that night, that I'm talking rubbish. You see, I am trained to go behind the scene to find the real stories. A lot of Nigerians get easily fooled. And if you read my press release yesterday, I said it there, that we are being fooled again. What they are doing is to set the poor against the rich. And whenever you do that, you will get an applause, you will get an ovation. But the truth is that most people are not thinking about the real motive behind this decision. If you look at Lagos State, for example, when they had the problem in the House of Assembly, you will see that one of the things they used to intimidate the people was, one, they sent some forces in to disrupt the house, then they withdrew the police security that was guarding the brother of the new speaker. They withdrew the police from Obailegushi. It's nothing new. So if we start the campaign, let's say in January, I don't know when we are starting, tell me who will risk his life crisscrossing Nigeria without police escorts. We must and stop being fooled. You see, the sentiment is that, oh yes, all of us should suffer. There is no country in the world where you don't have VIPs. And it's never a crime to be successful. As a matter of fact, those who should lose their security are those politicians in Abuja, and not the ordinary man, not a Dangote, not an Abdulsalam Rabiu, not Ovation Otedola. Imagine a time when a kidnapper said he almost got Femi Otedola, if not for his heavy security. So you will see, I've said it again today, when tomorrow comes and events begin to unfold, you will remember that only one man warned you that this is part of the plot to suffocate the opposition.
Well, I mean, I think that obviously you're entitled to your opinion, but a lot of people will probably disagree with that, because the government didn't say that they were going to completely leave VIPs naked without protection. They talked about drafting civil defense people to become protectors, and civil defense members of civil defense, they carry guns and very sophisticated weapons at that. And of course, it's not just directed at the opposition. Members of the government and the VIPs are also subject to the same restrictions. But let's move on from there, because I'm concerned that we lost a lot of time at the beginning. I want to get your response to a lot of things, because it's not every day that we have you sitting there. I don't know whether you've heard this, but it's being reported tonight that the US government has introduced a new policy which allows it to impose a visa ban on people considered responsible for the attack on Nigerian Christians. The State Department issued a statement saying the policy allows it to deny visas to those who have directed, authorized, supported, participated in, or carried out abuses targeting people based on faith. And it said that family members of affected people are also subject to the restrictions, and that the US cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria. What's your reaction to that? Does it sound like all the attempts by the Nigerian government to convince the Americans that there isn't genocide targeted specifically at Christians has failed?
You see, when you have bullies in power, people will also jubilate when a bigger bully comes to bully them. So what's happening in Nigeria right now is that a lot of people feel hopeless, they feel helpless, and they are excited that there is a bigger bully. The same way you said, oh, people are happy that they are withdrawing security from, it's the same way America is bullying us now, and you can see us reacting. It took us over 2 years to react, to work, to appoint ambassadors who will represent our country. So I think the game continues, and I can tell you that a lot of Nigerians, especially on social media, are very excited that for once at least our leadership is listening to someone, and that's President Donald Trump. So if that's what it takes for our country to get serious, maybe that's what we needed, and that's what we are getting.
And Mr. Momodu, as you assess the political landscape inside Nigeria, using your very blunt and unapologetic assessment indicators, what do you see as we approach 2027? Is it, as some have suggested, a done deal for President Tinubu and the APC, given the many failures of the opposition? Because I see you being quoted as saying that no Southern candidate, not even Goodluck Jonathan or Peter Obi, can defeat President Tinubu in 2027.
Oh, I've been saying that for long. It's nothing new. Nothing is a done deal for President Tinubu. About 2 months ago, no one expected him to suddenly sit up and respond to America. But now we are responding. So we don't know what's going to happen in the coming weeks that may further get them sober. What we witnessed in the past was the giddiness. Awala Wambe were the ones in charge. Nothing can happen. But suddenly, we see them reacting to forces from America, which is unfortunate because to govern Nigeria, it's not too difficult. Nigerians were the most tolerant human beings. Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we are now. We tolerate everything. And I know that 2027 is not yet a done deal. But the opposition must get its act together. I've said it before on this program, that actions and reactions are always equal and opposite, according to Isaac Newton. So that's my scientific analysis of what is going to happen. Any Southerner who goes into the race now, an average Southerner will say, well, after all, we already have Tinubu there, so why are we worrying ourselves? So that force that we need to energize the opposition, I believe it will not be there, because there are 3 key things when it comes to presidential election. Number 1 is ethnicity, where the candidates come from. No Northerner is going to come and die to come and defend a Southern candidate if, let's say, for example, is rigged out of the election. But when you have your own candidates, it's more than likely that you will be more enthused to vote for that candidate. And that is why I said, look, don't let us waste our time. And I've said it, you know me, I've said it. I said the only person this government is afraid of is Atiku Abubakar. I will continue to say it. And since Atiku and Peter Obi ran together in 2019. I supported them then, and I was not a member of PDP. So it should be easier for them to come back together. We have less than 1 year to prepare for that election. While Tinubu is already campaigning, cajoling, and coercing whoever he can, we are still busy thinking who is going to be our candidate. I think we are wasting too much time. Now is the time to do what is necessary.
And just following up on that, you recently described Peter Obi's candidacy as independent because according to you, he doesn't have a party and has shown unwillingness to build and work with the ADC. But I mean, many of his supporters disagree with you and say that he is still a member of the Labour Party for now, and that the party has been making behind-the-scenes moves towards reconciliation and could well pull a rabbit out of a hat in 2027. What's your assessment of that?
Now you have gone in the realm of magic. I am not a magician, and I don't see any magic that would awaken Labour Party or PDP, and that APC will fold its arms and allow such a platform for Obi. I mean, the truth of the matter is that, he's a man I respect so much. If you look at it, right now I believe he's partyless, like most of our opposition leaders. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar made up his mind and he joined the ADC last week. So anybody wants to run a year to election and you have not yet made up your mind, I think it's proving more difficult. That's why I said an independent candidate. But he has not said that he's opposed to ADC. So we need to correct that. He has not said that he's opposed. What I think he's opposed to is maybe having to go through a convention, a primary, and ADC said everybody should come to primary. If you win, you win. Then others will support. But I think it's going to be difficult for any party to donate a ticket, especially any formidable party at this stage, to donate a ticket to any candidate. I don't even think Alhaji Atiku Abubakar can get automatic ticket in ADC. He will have to fight for it. So let them, you have Rotimi Amechi, one of the most experienced politicians in the history of Nigeria. So they are all there. Let them go and fight for it. And that is what a true Democrat should do. The only person who will get automatic ticket and already has is President Tinubu. So for anybody to be shopping for a ticket at this stage, I think we need to get very serious. I'm being brutally frank.
Indeed, and that's what we like about you, your brutal frankness. And in that regard, let's talk a little bit about you as a prominent media personality. I mean, do you see your role as a commentator as influencing government policy or shaping public opinion?
Well, for me, I am like a prophet. I was born in an Anadura church in Ile-Ife. I was named Joseph. I dream a lot. I see vision. And most of my predictions about Nigeria have come to pass, even after people have abused me. They used to tell me, oh, you like supporting losers. But now they can see that I support common sense. It does not matter whether you are going to win or you are not going to win. That's the role God has chosen for me, and I have gladly accepted it. So those who want quick fixes or quick, appointments, of course, we'll always join the ruling party. When I supported Buhari the other time, I never went there to do anything. He invited me. I told him a piece of my mind. So it tells you that I'm not desperate for anything. For me, as a person, I will continue to influence the younger ones. Everywhere I go, and I travel virtually every week, the young people come to me, even on flights, and say, thank you for speaking up. A lot of people don't speak up. That is why we believe Nigeria is populated by bad people. There are a lot of good people who are voiceless. And so they are looking for someone to just tell them where to go. And I am happy that most things that I have said have come. I predicted that there will be a dictatorship. And that one didn't take much. So as a prophet, I'm enjoying it.
Well, we like having you, and thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us. And thank you for being there tonight. And also, I hope everything goes well, because I know you had a bit of a mishap getting into the studio. Dele Momodu, Basharu Dele Momodu, is a former presidential candidate and publisher of Ovation magazine. He was talking to me from our studios in Lagos.